So, if you're watching this video, that means you're interested in speedrunning the 100% category for Dude Stop. You have no idea on the amount of pain you are about to inflict upon yourself. But that's neither here nor there. Welcome to the next installment in the Emmy-nominated, Oscar-winning YouTube series on speedrunning. This time on Dude Stop, a category which I ran a long time ago, and in fact I have the world record for, and I have still held it for the last 3 years. I don't really got much to say. Yeah, let's just get into it. So, before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, I thought I'd cover what exactly I'm going over for this video. Now, to do a 100% speedrun of Dude Stop, according to the rules, you need to collect every cup, get every achievement, and do every puzzle. Fairly simple. However, most of the cups in the game are kind of simple. Each pack has about 4 cups that are related to good and bad solutions, except for the tutorial, which only has one for doing every bad solution, and the Jigsaw Pack, which we'll get back to. Either than that, each pack has the same 4 kinds of trophies. One for doing every wrong solution in a pack, one for only doing 80% of the wrong solutions, one for doing every good solution, and one for doing 80% of the good solutions. With each pack also usually having at least one miscellaneous trophy for doing something random. And then most packs also have jigsaw pieces, which you collect for the Jigsaw Pack. Once you've gotten all 20 of the jigsaw pieces, you can then do a little puzzle, and you can get 2 trophies from here. So, you also have to collect these throughout the game. And so, because of this, for trophies, I am only going to be covering the miscellaneous trophies and the puzzle pieces. So I'm just not endlessly repeating myself on, oh, do this, you do this puzzle this way, you do this puzzle this way, blah, 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 blah. Because that would make this video like 2 million hours long. And I don't want that. Additionally, for achievements, I'm only really going to be covering one achievement, because most of them you get from doing these miscellaneous cups. And there is literally only one achievement in the game which you get that does not have a cup tied to it whatsoever. I'll explain when we get to it. So, with that, let's start off with the tutorial. The tutorial has 1 achievement, 1 jigsaw piece, and 1 miscellaneous trophy for you to get. And luckily, all of that is very, very simple. Makes sense for a tutorial. So, able to get the miscellaneous cup, all you have to do is, after you have beaten the cup the first time, or the pack the first time, you just play through it 2 more times, and after the 3rd time, he gives you the flashback trophy, which unlocks the flashback achievement as well. And as for the jigsaw piece, it is right here in this last puzzle, right underneath this box. And unlike the other the other 19 puzzle pieces we'll be collecting, that one will always spawn there every single time you play the game. So, that's nice. Just gotta play through the rest of this so you can see what the cup is. The Because you know what? Because you're a good person. You know, you deserve some of the finer things in life. And one of those is a trophy for wrecking a pack 3 times in a row. And a puzzle piece. There it is. So yeah, you get this. Yeah, you get the achievement and you get a trophy for it. Hooray. And there it is. On to pack 3. For pack 3, there are 2 jigsaw pieces, 2 achievements, and 6 cups in total you need to get. 4 of which are the universal solution related ones, and 2 of which are miscellaneous. So, for them, for the first puzzle, and the first miscellaneous cup, you literally just have to place the stamp in the right spot. That is all you need to do. And as for jigsaw pieces, one can spawn underneath the stamp, which is a bit of a pain to grab since you need to move the stamp pretty far and then click it. Because if you complete the puzzle, either good or bad, it will vanish. And the other spawn for it, which is the one I got, is right here to the left of the letter. And then here's the, yeah. This gives you the rarest postmark, trophy, and also unlock the postmark achievement. So, yeah. I gotta wait for the narrator to stop talking. There we go. Uh, this puzzle, I got the second jigsaw piece from this, which, yep, it can spawn behind the socks. What I find is good is you pull the socks all the way back to kind of around here, and then you can just quickly grab them. They can also spawn behind the sandals, which you can do the same solution, just kind of hold them back to the right side, and then you can grab it real quick. So, yeah. The third puzzle, the jigsaw piece can spawn right here, by the right side of the screen, near the base. And is also where the second miscellaneous cup is. All you have to do is grab the domino and tip it over, but by flicking it really hard at the domino stack, which gives you the domino achievement and domino cup. They're both just called domino. Kind of just being through this one. I I just wanted to make Comic Sans. And these are the last ones. For puzzle pieces, one can spawn here at the bottom base of the first rainbow, right at the bottom right bit. And the other one can spawn behind the phone right here on the right hand side. So you gotta spin the phone around to grab it. But and yeah, that is all of the things. Just do the right solution. And yeah, I already got all the trophies beforehand, except for the one for being a monster or being nice 100% of the time. But yeah, on to the test pack. Pack 4, also known as the test pack, has 1 achievement and 4 trophies you can get, 3 of which are related to the good and bad solutions. Because the narrator says he will only accept a perfect test score, so they cut out the be good 80% of the time one. And one of those trophies is a miscellaneous one, so I'll go over that. And able to get it, all you have to do is go through the test, 3 times in a row while doing it in 20 seconds. Which can sometimes be a bit difficult. Yeah. So what you have to do is you have to do the test in 20 seconds or less while 3 times in a row and able to get the trophy. After the 3rd time, he'll give you it and the Gone in 20 Seconds achievement. This can be a bit difficult with quickly clicking on an answer and getting the page flipped over. But, luckily you don't have to, get all the test answers right or get them all wrong or anything, so you can just literally click on the easiest one, and you'll get it. So, yeah. There we go. So, yeah. Pretty simple. So I'm just gonna give you a little fun fact. Originally, I had a gag where I would just breathe extremely heavily during that entire test. But I did that in the first take, and I ended up failing so many times, I ended up getting lightheaded from doing it. So, yeah. That's really all I got, so let's move on to Pack 5. Pack 5 has 3 jigsaw pieces, 2 achievements, and 8 cups you can get during the pack. 4 cups being related to the solutions, and 4 being miscellaneous ones. So, just going through the pack, starting off, for puzzle pieces, I know you can find one in the green and red bowl of candies in this puzzle, which I didn't get, but I've seen them spawn in both, so there's that. One puzzle piece can spawn behind this purple stool, which I did get. And I also got one where it can spawn behind the green stool here as well, so that's something. Also, this isn't related to anything, but you get some unique dialogue if you make a Lego Wang, which I find funny. There we go. And now, this puzzle is the one that has 3 of those trophies I mentioned. Yeah, so you gotta do this puzzle 3 times. So, for the first trophy, it's very simple. All you have to do is cut this pizza, but do not cut any of the pepperoni slices. So you gotta make sure you avoid cutting them at all. And then boom, you get a trophy, and also I believe doing any of the 3 pizza ones gives you this Pizza Mania achievement. We'll do the other 2 pizza ones after. So next, another puzzle piece right here at the left of the crayon box. I've also gone on the right one. And you can get another achievement and trophy from this one, which is also a bit annoying to do. So all you have to do is put the crayons in this box, either correct. You can do this either in the correct order or the incorrect order. But all you gotta do is put all the crayons in the box upside down. This can be a bit annoying because the game automatically tilts the crayons to be the right way. So what you kind of gotta do is you gotta kind of just put the crayon next to the box and just kind of shove it in to tip it upside down. But then once you've gotten all 5 crayons in, you get the white crayons achievement, as well as the trophy related to it. So, yep. And then there's nothing related to this Tetris one, so we'll just do it wrong anyways. And here we go. This is the last one. Oh wait, no, there's one more. But here's another puzzle piece. which is the last one I'm getting. But yep, it can spawn right here behind the sushi rolls. So, yeah, it's neat. And then the last puzzle piece spawn I was able to find during my testing is one can spawn right here at the edge of the sidewalk, around where the smiling umbrella guy is. So, that's neat. I also can't prove this, but I have a feeling one might spawn underneath the car, so maybe check for that if you haven't found a puzzle piece in some of the other spawns and you're missing one. You wouldn't want to end up like those guys, would you? I didn't think so, no. But yeah, there's those ones, and this is the one you get for not cutting any of the meat. So, yeah, I'll speed through this now so we can get back to the pizza. Here we go. So, the second pizza-related trophy you can get is also fairly simple. All you have to do is cut the crusts off the pizza, so that there's just one giant piece in the middle. Like so. You'll know that you've done it right because the narrator will say, okay, I'll take the middle piece then. And, yeah. And then this also gives you the crust is lava trophy. And then for the last one, which we'll get to once I'm able to speed over to that point. If you're wondering why it seems like I hang out on the end screens a bit, you gotta wait for the narrator to finish talking and able to click forwards. But I can't hear the narrator because I have him muted, because it's a little hard to say what I'm saying when I have the narrator like yelling at me in the background. But anyways, this is the last pizza related one, which I consider to be the hardest, as it requires you to have cut the pizza into 11 pieces, which can be a little hard to do since you only get 4 things before you move on. But here is the here's the method I found to kind of work. So what you want to do is follow this very carefully. For the first slice, cut right here around the edge of that pepperoni. This pepperoni right here. For slice 1. Then for slice 2, what you want to do is cut about here across the edge of this pepperoni. This one's a little tricky to do because the pizza cutter will snap into place for the right solution. So just be careful. For slice number 3, what you're gonna want to do right about here, across this one. And then the last slice, about around here. Feel free to also pause to count to make sure you're up to 11. Okay, so I didn't do it that time. You'll know you've done it right because the narrator will say, whoa, 11 pieces. I'm not even mad. That's amazing. And you'll also get a fail screen that says maximum effort. And like I said, it is very tricky to get this one. So, yeah, don't feel bad. Just practice it. Eventually you'll get it. I find it best to do that one first, since the other two are the harder ones. And yeah, just don't feel bad if you fail at it. I mean, I failed at it, and I made sure I took a fucking screenshot of the time I did this when taking notes of everything, just so I wouldn't mess up. This one's a bit difficult. Yeah, I fucked it up again. I want to do it right. So, I was going to save this for the end, but I will tell you guys, people watching this, a little story. So, I think I mentioned this in the opening, but I actually hold the world record for a dude stop 100% on leaderboards. I've held it for, I believe, the last 3 years. But the funny thing is that it did not used to be the case, and it is actually because of that pizza. So, when I did my run, I'd gone all 3 of the pizza ones, but I had noticed in the, like, the world record run of that used to be there, that they didn't get it. I believe they only got this one I'm getting now, where you cut 11 pieces. Or no, wait, I actually remember this. They got the one where you cut the crust off, but I knew there was an 11 pieces one because of the YouTuber Captain Sauce, who got it when he played the game, which is also how I found out this game existed. So, I believe I had made a forum post about it, where I mentioned, hey, there are 3 pizza trophies, but the world record only gets 1, so yeah. And I ended up talking with, I believe, a moderator about it. It was very nice about the whole thing. And, the run did get removed, but the interesting bit was every run, except for mine, got removed. Because I guess it turns out no one else had gotten all 3 pizza achievements. There we go, thank God. Got it. So there you go. Yeah, if you get the maximum effort and you hear the narrator talking about 11 pieces, you've gotten it, you can just leave, go home, enjoy your life. But anyways, back on my story, before we continue. Yeah, so I had ended up going from last place, which was where my original run was, to first place, because I was the only person who did the run right. And while I felt kinda bad about it back then, because, like, I got 3 people's runs just removed because of me saying something. Nowadays, I do find it kind of funny I was the only person who managed to remember that there are 3 pizza achievements. Although I will give the other runners this, I'm pretty sure this one for just cutting the crust off is the only one that's highlighted. The 11 pieces one and the one for not cutting any of the pepperoni, they aren't highlighted whatsoever. You just gotta figure it out. So, yeah, that's the story of how I became the world record holder for 100%. So, yeah. And also, that's the trophy you get for cutting the 11 pieces. So, yeah. Let's just move on to the story. Before we continue on to the storybook pack, I thought I'd show off one of the only tricks I know about in this, game. So, normally for these little cutscenes you get at the end of the pack for either doing a bunch of the wrong solutions or a bunch of the right solutions, normally you can skip these by clicking escape and loading back to the menu real quick. But some of them, like the ones for pack 4 here, you can't. However, during my speedrun actually, I did find a very easy trick to skip these. And it just requires you to Alt F4 the game. Don't pay too much attention to this screen, but yeah. So, if you Alt F4 the game, then reopen it, you can in fact skip the little trophy unlock thing. So, yeah, it's very neat. And yes, this does in fact save the trophy. Here is just the random pack I decided to load to show this. God damn it. I clicked on the wrong one. There we go. Yeah, so you still get the trophies. Even if you, do just Alt F4 the game. I don't remember which ones have the Alt F4 trick. I know the Good and Bad Cup in this has it, but I don't know any other ones. Also, I will mention, there is exactly one cup in the game, or more so two, that you do not want to do this with, but I'll talk about those once we actually get to talking about that pack. So, with that said, let's move on to the storybook pack. Pack 6, also known as the storybook pack, has 3 jigsaw pieces, 1 achievement, and 7 cups you can get, with only one of those cups being a miscellaneous one. Yeah, this pack gets rid of the be good or bad 80% of the time ones, but they actually add 4, different ones related to the solutions. However, they're not really that bad. 2 of them are just related to doing the good or bad solutions for all of the parts involving the cat, and then 2 of them are for doing the good and bad solutions for the parts that involve the dog. So, just going on. The first bit is the one that has the miscellaneous, cup. And as for jigsaw pieces, I found one spot can be right here at the left side of the sink. And another one you can get is right here underneath the, I don't know what you call this part of the sink, but, it's where the water goes. See, there it is. And as for the miscellaneous, cup and the achievement, it is very simple. All you gotta do is turn off the water for the sink, move the cat underneath the sink, and then turn the tap back on. And then this gets you the dripping cat achievement. So, yeah, pretty simple. In this pack, for this part, I found 2 spots for the puzzle pieces. One is up here on Linda and Mary's dresses stack, and the other is right down here on the dresses that you have the cat lay on for doing the bad solution. like this. Yay. For this one, I found one spot for a puzzle piece that can spawn, which I did get. It's right here on the left side of the box that has the cat house or whatever this is. Right. I must say, this is also very accurate to owning a cat. I've owned 2 cats, and yeah, both of them love doing the stuff from this. Knocking over cups, laying on clothes, sitting in boxes. This is the only puzzle where I haven't found a puzzle piece spawn for. Well, one could exist, but I've just never found it. This is another one I found 2 spawns for, where they can spawn on these vines, either like right here or right here, which was the one I got. And this was the spawn I got. I consider this one to be one of the harder puzzle pieces to spawn, since they blend in really well to the vines. But, you know. That apple core, some of that trash went behind the moon. Also very accurate to dogs. I've owned dogs. I've owned a lot of dogs. It's very accurate to them. Alright, and this is the last puzzle I have found a puzzle piece in, which was right here on the right side of the door at the end. I also really fucking love the bat solution for that. I will say, though, my cats have never done that. They've never jumped out a window. And God, I hope your cats don't. But, yeah, that's it for the, that's it for the story back. So, on to Pack 7. Before I get on to the, trophies and stuff for this pack, I just wanted to have a little intermission thing. This was the, this is the one trophy cutscene you do have to watch. Because while I was doing my speedrun, I found Alt F4ing the game would cause the game to kind of break once you got to the last pack. So, yeah. This one with Duck is the only one that you need to actually fully do and stuff. So, yeah. Okay, let's go on to the stuff for, Pack 7 now. Pack 7 has 4 jigsaw pieces, 1 achievement, and 5 cups you can get, 4 of which being related to the solutions, and 1 being a miscellaneous one. So, for puzzle pieces, they're pretty simple. I found 2 spawns here. One of them, it can spawn right here to the left side of the bomb, kind of behind this green wire. And the other one I found is right around here at the top of the bomb. None of which I got for this, so, you know. This is another spawn which I did get. Yep, right at the top of the screen in this USB puzzle. So, that's nice. This was another spawn as well on top of the phone in this puzzle. Also, random fun fact, this isn't speed, but I'm pretty sure you can also fail this puzzle by just letting the phone battery die. It takes a while, but technically you can if you feel like it. As well as the normal of just having it get to 99.9 and then... Alright, anyways. So, this is the next one. which is where your miscellaneous cup is. But first off, this is another puzzle piece spawn on top of these papers. And as for the cup, all you gotta do is take pictures of the cat, and you have to fill up the entire... You have to take up all of the phone's space with these cat photos. I believe the number you have to get to is 120 and able to get the cup, and this will also give you the cat picture achievement. Do note you can only do this after a second playthrough, or when you're doing, like, the good solution thing, because when the narrator's, like, pissed and trying to enable duck, you won't be able to do this. But, yeah, there it is. This is another puzzle piece spawn. It can spawn right here on the stand. It can also spawn here on the little stool for the stand as well. So, that's something. I don't know why this one has two puzzle piece spawns that are basically the same. But, it does. Then this one's got nothing. And this is the last puzzle piece spawn I was able to find for the pack. It can spawn right here in the end spot for, this puzzle. And yeah, that's pack 7. Very simple. On to the fast pack. Pack 8, also known as the fast pack, has 3 achievements and 7 cups for you to collect. 4 of which are related to solutions, however, 2 of them require you to be good and bad in all possible puzzles. That is also where a first missed cup and achievement also comes from, which I just already did, as it just requires you to have done all 12 puzzles at least once. Now, this pack can be a bit annoying since, well, it's randomized, and the other 2 miscellaneous ones are related to Pacific puzzles. So, this might be a bit hard to record, but I'll try. So, I'll just say here, one of them is related to the elevator puzzle, one's related to the hoodie puzzle. So if we, I'll show. We'll just, speed through it. Oh, here we go. So for this elevator, all you gotta do is click every button on it, and you get the stairs achievement. So, yeah. Now let's just hope I get the hoodie. Oh, there's the trophy. Yay. Here we go. Yeah, there you go. All you gotta do is, for the hoodie, pull the little drawstring out completely. At least I think that's what the technical term for those. But yeah, if you pull it out all the way, you get the string achievement. And it's related. There it is. Yeah. And that's it for pack 8. So on to pack 9. Pack 9 has 4 puzzle pieces, 4 achievements, and 8 cups for you to get, 4 of which being related to solutions and 4 being miscellaneous ones. Although, in actuality, it's more so 2 miscellaneous ones. We'll get to it. Anyways, just kind of going through. This puzzle doesn't have anything related to it. Here we go. So, this is the first one that has the miscellaneous cups, but, first puzzle pieces. One can spawn right here, as you can see I got. There we go. And another one can spawn behind the ring stack, which is, not really good for what we have to do. Because for your first miscellaneous cup, what you have to do is you have to complete this whole puzzle, and I believe do it right, well, only a single click. Which is basically just using this yellow ring to, move everything. Yeah. The puzzle piece I mentioned that spawns behind the stack spawns behind that green ring, by the way. But yeah, this is what you gotta do. It's, kind of sucks. Why does it suck? Well, I mean, you're moving, like, 4 of these while just holding, like, this fuck-off yellow ring. Feels like I don't really need to explain why this kind of sucks. It's not particularly hard if you get the hang of it and you don't try and, try and go too quickly, but it's still a pain. Okay, now you want to work. I had a first take that took me 4 minutes before I gave up because I couldn't get this one. But yeah. And it's also painful because, like the pizza slice, if you, the yellow piece tries to kind of lock on to where the peg is, so that makes it kind of hard. But yeah. Oh yeah, and also there are 2 other miscellaneous trophies related to it, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know how to get those, and it also doesn't matter, because if you do this one just immediately, you unlock the other 3. They're also what are related to 3 of the achievements. Order Matters, Perfect 31, and a Cheater, which is the one we're doing right now. If I remember correctly from what I read, I think Order Matters is just to do this puzzle correctly, like the stamp one. And then Perfect 31 is to do it in, 10 clicks or something. But, honestly, it doesn't really matter, because as long as you just do this one first, you'll unlock the other 3 immediately. Which, yeah, thank God this one's nearly done. This is very annoying. A little pro tip, I kind of messed up for this, but if you want to make this a little easier, don't put these fully on the second peg. Just, I think I just had a heart attack there. There we go. There they are. Yeah, so those are the achievements you get. Order Matter, Perfect 31, and a Cheater. So, yeah. Okay, here's the next one. Puzzle piece. This is actually one I didn't find, but I guess a puzzle piece can spawn at the bottom of the screen here. I also have gotten it where it spawns at the top of the screen for this puzzle, so that's neat. Alright. This one, I've had 3 puzzle piece spawns for it. One at the top of the screen, one behind this laundry basket, and then one, behind the machine. And, this one's, I got the behind the machine one. Also, this is where our 2nd/4th miscellaneous cup comes from, which is very simple. A lot more simple than the ring one we just did, I'll tell you that. All you gotta do is just wash a single one of the white clothes, and you get the manual washer achievement. And then, that's it. So, just kind of speed through the rest of these. Oh yeah, this is where the other puzzle pieces are. Forgot about those, I'm sorry. I'm not, though. This is another one I haven't seen, though, behind this sign, so that's neat. I've also got one where it spawns behind this bench that's the shopping basket, so it's kind of neat. Alright, and then this is the last one, which I found 3 spawns for. It can either spawn, a puzzle piece can spawn either here, underneath this guy, right here next to the first step, or right here above the dude who's sleeping. So, yeah, that does it for this cup. Yeah. There they are. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for pack 9. On to the puzzle pack, as I call it. Pack 10, also known as the hard pack, has only 1 achievement and 5 cups, 4 of which are related to solutions, and 1 being misc. So, yeah, pretty simple. And unable to get the misc achievement, all you have to do is, I don't know why I grabbed the recycling bin, go over to the 4th puzzle with the fridge, and put the kids' drawings in this order. The human on the red magnet, sun on the blue magnet, and the house on the orange magnet. And then this gets you the child picks achievement. So we'll just exit out now. I don't need to. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's Lilia. It's a pretty simple pack, despite being the hard pack. So, yeah, just move on to pack 11. Pack 11 has 3 jigsaw pieces, 1 achievement, and 5 cups for you to get, 4 being relayed to the solutions, and 1 being a miscellaneous one. So, yeah, it's basically like the other one, except now we have puzzle pieces. Yay! Alright, so, yeah, just going through like normal. One puzzle piece I found here is that it can spawn behind the calendar in this one. So, yeah, let's. This one also had another puzzle piece I found, which is right behind the receipt. Also, another random fun fact, if you shake the wallet after all the money's come out, you get additional dialogue from the narrator. Here's one I did get. right behind this flower and this littering puzzle. So, yeah. And the last one I found, which I didn't get also, it can be right behind this cord for the extension cord. Alright, and here is where the miscellaneous cup is. So, in this puzzle, all you gotta do is simply put on the first 2 bits of the chocolate spread, get the third one on the knife, but don't put it on the bread just yet. Instead, what you gotta do is throw out the jar, and then throw out the knife. And this gets you the dead bread achievement. And, yeah. Alright. Oh, yeah, right, this was also another... I lied. This was also another spawn I found. Inside of this box, kind of where the O, or the circle is. So, yeah. I'm not really sure what these other 2 puzzle pieces were, because I didn't see them. Although that seems to be a bit normal, I find this packed, a little weird with, puzzle piece spawns. Like, see? I got the calendar one that time. I didn't in the other one, but I did there, so... yeah. I don't know, this one's weird. Luckily, it is the last pack to have puzzles... oh, there it is. Oh, okay. Alright, well, there we go, I guess. Take notes, another one can be right on top of the brick wall here. So, there we go. And as you can see, that is, actually the last of the puzzle pieces, because Pack 12 doesn't have any. So, yeah. That means we will now move on to Jigsaw Pack. The Jigsaw Pack has 1 achievement and 2 trophies for you to get, and naturally needs you to have the 20 jigsaw pieces from the other packs, which you will have by this point, so, yeah. So, naturally being a jigsaw puzzle, it's fairly simple. You just, put the pieces in order. But there is, in fact, a good and bad solution for this. Which, for this one, I will cover, since they are kind of unique. And also the bad solution kind of needs a little outside-the-box thinking. Puzzle that needs... a thing that needs you to think outside the box and able to figure out how to properly be a dick. It's just funny. But anyways, all you gotta really do is just solve the puzzle mostly the same. And once you've gotten all of the pieces and able to get the bad solution, all you have to do is swap the bear's heads. So put this one on the bear in the house and put this one on the bear outside. And then, boom. This gets you both the cup and the broken cup achievement. So, that's neat. And then I'll get the good one anyways, just so you can see what it looks like. And naturally, being the good solution, all you gotta do is just solve the puzzle normally and make sure the bears have their proper heads. Hooray. Yep, and this gives you the Swedish cup, which, yeah, that's what this cup's called. And anyways, with that pack done, on to the final pack of the game. Hey, so this is, future me talking. I actually decided to add this in later, but as I actually found, because some, stuff I had to do, 2 other jigsaw pieces, spawns. So, basically what happened was I had to re-record the jigsaw packs after I got the trophy, so I had to go through the game again, getting all the pieces. That's why I don't have any of the other trophies here, because I just did normally. But yeah, while doing that, I'd found 2 other spawns. One in pack 5 and one in the story pack, so I thought I'd show those off. So the one I found in pack 5 was on the brick puzzle, because it turns out one puzzle piece can spawn right here on the left side of the table. I didn't know that. I only knew of the 2 for the stools. But, yeah, so that's one. And then the second one I found was in the story pack. So I will show that off real quick. It's in the 3rd part with the cat house and the box. It's just, of course, I gotta wait to get there. But yeah, the spawn I found was that one puzzle piece can spawn here at the base of the cat house stand. I think the only one I knew for here was one that could spawn on the left of the box here. But, no, one can spawn here, so, I guess take note of that for puzzle pieces. That's all of this. Let's get back to, the final pack. Pack 12, the last pack, has 2 achievements and 6 cups for you to grab, 4 being related to solutions, 2 being miscellaneous ones. This is also the pack that has that miscellaneous achievement I mentioned a while back that isn't tied to a cup. So, I'll talk about that. I will note, though, you gotta be very quick for that miscellaneous achievement, because you can only do it during your first playthrough, I believe. With that ominous sentence said, I'll show off everything. So, in the first puzzle, you can already get your first miscellaneous cup, which is very simple. All you have to do is set the Christmas tree up upside down. It can be a bit hard to do sometimes. There we go. Yeah, there you go. And this gets you the Australian Christmas achievement and the cup related to it. Yay. Okay, and the rest of this I'm just going to kind of speed through because well, there really isn't that much for me to talk about. We already got we already got all the puzzle pieces. So, yeah. Yeah, okay. Alright, here we go. This is, I probably should have had the voices on. Okay, So if I miss this, I don't really care, but when you get to this point, this is where you can get the achievement. So, all you have to do is, for the achievement, when Duck asks you if you want to, send the emails, if you wait for long enough, the narrator, because, he's all panicking, will eventually give you, like, a bargaining thing of, hey, if you, close the game right now and don't come back, I'll give you a cup. And so to get the achievement, all you have to do is Alt F for the game, and then reopen the game, and after the narrator says some things on the title screen, you'll get the achievement. But like I said, there isn't an achievement. There isn't a cup tied to this. I can't really tell because I have the voices mute. So I don't know. But yeah, so just when the narrator tells you to leave the game and that he'll give you a cup, you have to kind of wait on the screen a little bit. If you just Alt F for the game and then reopen it, you'll get the achievement shortly after. And then, finally, in this puzzle is where you can get your last miscellaneous trophy. All you have to do for the password is set it as 80085, also known as boobs. Yep. Although I will note, you want to do this on your second playthrough because that counts as a good solution. So, yeah. Don't do that on your first playthrough when you're getting all the wrong ones, because then if you put it in, you'll get that cup, but you'll have to go back for the be bad 100% of the time one. Just kind of waiting for the game to end. But I will mention this. So, this is all the cups, and then once you've gotten them all, you get one last cup at the end of the game if you have every cup in the game. And it also gives you your last achievement, the completionist achievement. Because then you also get one for just beating this, getting this cup. Which I did not know you could just kind of click on it in here. Kind of just waiting. Because you gotta wait a bit for him to throw a cup here to break the sign, so you can drop it on here to get it. But there it is. Yay. Hooray! And then you can just Alt F for the game, ignore that, go back in, and if you have every other cup before then, you get the cup for doing everything in the game. So, yeah, I'd recommend doing the good solutions first, so you can also get the boob cup, and then, finishing. And with that somewhat abrupt ending to the segment, because my parents got home while recording, and I didn't want to re-record the whole thing, we've come to the end of this video. Making this video certainly brought up a lot of old memories for me on playing Dude Stop and the early years of my channel, as the 100% for Dude Stop is a speedrun I'm pretty proud of. But with that, I do believe we've come to the end of our time. The next video I plan to make in this series is an 100% for Suicide Guide, but we'll see, as I do have other ones planned. But with that, I leave you to it. If it's your birthday today when watching this video, then happy birthday to you, and I bid you adieu.